In the last video, we saw Leon get tricked by Ross Weisse. If you missed it, check the link in the description for the full story. Now, let's dive into the next part. At that intense moment, Ross Weisse floated in the air, arms crossed, and looking down at Leon with a stare so fierce it could singe. Leon, realizing he'd been outsmarted, threw his hands up. Ross Weisse, what did you do? The dragon mark on his chest began to glow like a neon sign, and a magic circle flared up beneath his feet. Ross smirked, tossing her hair back with the confidence of someone who just pulled off the prank of the century. Oh, just a little dragon seal on your armor. Nothing major, except it activates the moment you touch it. She winked, her voice dripping with mock innocence. Leon felt his knees buckle as his strength drained, almost like he'd accidentally tried to lift a dragon instead of slay one. Despicable. Female dragon. I let my guard down. He clutched his chest, where the dragon mark blazed like a furnace, casting shadows around him as Ross Weisse leaned closer, clearly enjoying the show. The enhanced dragon mark doubles its effect, she said, gripping his chin and tilting his head up to meet her gaze. Tell me, my poor dragon slayer, do you think you can handle it? She said it with a mixture of menace and... Was that a hint of mischief? Leon grit his teeth, every muscle trembling as he spat out, Ross Weisse. His pride was hanging by a thread, but she didn't seem to care. With a smug little chuckle, she released his chin, letting him crumple to the ground like a doll. On the ground, Leon grumbled to himself, trying to force his limbs to move. Curse it, I'm stuck. But this urge, it's burning stronger than ever, he thought, half furious, half incredulous. Ross leaned down, her cheeks a bit pink, and whispered, Did you really think I'd just forget about what happened last time? My dear dragon slayer? She was close enough that Leon felt the heat from her breath, and the tension was so thick you could slice it with a dagger. These past few days I've been plotting, just waiting for you to let your guard down. Though I didn't expect it'd be so easy. Her voice was almost a purr. Leon's eyes blazed with indignation as he grumbled back, You treacherous female dragon. Ross smirked again. Oh, and how's my acting? Not bad, right? Leon scowled, almost pouty. So all of it was fake, huh? Everything you told me? I haven't seen my parents. Oh, let's let me in, call me Mom. Hold my hand. His voice was dripping with sarcastic bitterness. Ross couldn't help but snicker, tossing him a sly grin. Oh, Leon, did you really think I was that sentimental? Honestly, I'm a little disappointed in you. With a mischievous smile, Ross Weisse replied, Oh, that part's true. But it doesn't change what I'm going to do now. She slowly removed her dress, revealing her smooth skin, each movement graceful and deliberate. Remind me, Leon, didn't you once ask if I liked to conquer? With a flushed, playful smile, she added, Turns out. I do. She pressed closer, her chest against his, whispering into his ear, Are you ready? My dear husband? The air crackled with tension, and stars seemed to swirl around Leon's head. He clenched his teeth, fighting a mix of emotions that flooded over him. Damn. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold up, everyone. This scene right here? Yeah, it's VIP only, exclusive for our subscribers. Want to catch the full scoop? To catch the full story, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that button, and maybe, just maybe, you'll see this part in your dreams tonight. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Now, on to the story. After a while, Leon lay on the ground, exhausted, water dripping from his eyes like he'd just survived a monsoon. He thought, finally, it's over. But just as he started to catch his breath, Ross Weisse leaned over, her tail playfully resting on his chest with that ever-present mischievous smile. Leon looked up at her, confused and still a bit dazed. What are you doing? He asked, half amused and half wary. Ross Weisse tilted his face toward her, observing him closely, her expression a mix of curiosity and mischief. Compared to 2 years ago, the scars have faded a bit. But now, you've got this rugged, world-weary look. Almost mature, she teased, a glint of laughter in her eyes as she took in his disheveled state. Annoyed, Leon pushed her back, sitting up with a grunt. You're trying to mess with me again? I won't fall for it this time, he declared, puffing out his chest like a bird trying to assert dominance. An awkward silence hung between them, thick enough to cut with a knife. Ross Weisse put her dress back on, glancing over her shoulder with a playful smirk. Seems you're getting smarter. But she donned an innocent expression that was anything but, then added, "You're not in the same shape as you used to be." Her words hung in the air, and Leon could practically feel the teasing weight of them pressing down on him. Leon froze, her words hitting him hard like a surprise spell. Not as fit as before, he thought, feeling a pang in his pride. He looked down at himself, wondering if he'd somehow turned into a sack of potatoes in the last couple of years. Suddenly, his annoyance flared, and he snapped, "Ross-Weisse." The next morning, a knock at Leon's door broke the silence, sounding like a sudden alarm in the stillness. He opened it, looking weary, with dark circles under his eyes that suggested he'd been battling nightmares instead of dragons. Standing there were his wife and daughter. Ross-Weisse smirked, her eyes glinting with mischief. "Good morning." In a playful tone, she added, "Looks like you didn't sleep well. What did you do? Toss and turn all night dreaming about me?" Leon gritted his teeth, the irritation simmering just beneath the surface. "That's because of what you said last night," he replied, trying to suppress the blush creeping up his cheeks. Ross-Weisse chuckled, feigning innocence. "Oh, I don't remember anything that could possibly keep you up. Unless you were having dreams of your mature self." From a distance, Noah watched them with a mixture of bemusement and exasperation. "Here they go again," she thought, rolling her eyes at the familiar exchange. Ross-Weisse glanced at Noah, then turned back to Leon, her tone shifting to something more serious. "St. Heath Academy's entrance exam is strict. You should start tutoring Noah in dragon lore today." Leaning closer, she whispered with a sly smirk, "After all, there are other ways for you to show your worth for now." Irritated, Leon shot back, "I was just not in top form yesterday." He waved his hands in exaggerated frustration, feeling like he was defending himself against a dragon's breath. Pointing at her dramatically, he continued, "Fine, I'll help with the study, but I want something in return for my efforts." Ross-Weisse crossed her arms, her smile dripping with mockery. "I'll agree to your request, as long as it's not too excessive, like asking for a pet dragon or something equally ridiculous." Leon grinned, a sparkle of determination in his eyes. "A promise is a promise." Without looking back, Ross-Weisse walked away, calling over her shoulder, "Then study hard, dear. Just don't wear yourself out." Again, hearing that, Leon shouted in frustration at Ross-Weisse, "You're really done now, female dragon." He crossed his arms, glaring at her retreating figure as if she were a particularly troublesome beast he could conquer. Just then, Noah approached, noticing her father's irritated mood. "Why did you and Mom argue?" she asked coolly, her tone as flat as a dragon's tail. Leon crossed his arms, trying to brush it off. "Oh, just daily communication. You know, the kind that involves a lot of eye-rolling." Then he paused, realizing something. "Wait a minute. What did you just call her?" Noah's expression didn't change as she replied, "Mom. You know, the usual title of affection?" Leon's eyes lit up, and he quickly knelt down to Noah's height. "Did she ask you to change what you call her? Do you prefer the old name or the new one?" "I'm taking a poll here." With her dragon encyclopedia clutched in her hand, Noah looked off to the side, blushing slightly. "The current one. It's short and sweet, just like dragons." Leon's smile softened. "See? I told you you'd like it. Who wouldn't want to call their mom something as cool as Mom instead of that dragon lady who hogs the bed?" Noah, flustered and caught off guard, turned away with her book in hand and asked, "When are we starting the lesson then? I've got dragon battles to prepare for." Seeing her head off, Leon hurried after her. "Hey, no, wait up. I'll be right there. Just let me find my dragon hunting gear." That's it for today's video. Thanks for sticking around till the end. If you enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button and leave a comment if you're up for next part of this manhwa.